Right now, advocates are pushing for stricter gun laws at the state capitol. We'll have the latest on an event happening right now on the Capitol steps.
And investigators say a fatal crash on Madison's west side this afternoon may have happened because someone ran a red light.
Plus, we're learning more details about the mayor's plan to shorten metro bus routes and address racial inequality.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Happening now, advocates for stricter gun laws are meeting on the steps of the Capitol.
Amy Reed joins us now from a rally to explain what they hope to change. Amy?
We're about a half hour into this rally, and so far we've heard from quite a few speakers, all talking about changing a culture that they say we have in America about gun violence. Now, this group that's hosting the event, the Wisconsin Coalition for Gun Safety, says that they want common sense gun laws passed. There are a few that are working through the state legislature now, including one introduced by Representative Melissa Sargent that would require universal background checks on firearm purchases. Those speaking here tonight support this legislation, saying the laws need to change.
Enough is enough. We cannot take this anymore. Our communities can't take this anymore. Our children cannot take this anymore. We have families being torn apart, communities being shattered, lives being lost. And that is not the country that we want to live in.
We reached out to Second Amendment advocacy groups and Republican legislators, but they didn't get back to us about these efforts. A spokesperson for Robin Vos did say he maintains his previous position, which is that he won't entertain these proposals, and instead we should focus on mental health. Now, we'll stick around here. We'll bring you more on this rally tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Developing tonight, Madison police say they have found a vehicle involved in a hit-and-run crash on the north side. 60-year-old Daryl Sunderledge was hit and died days later at a hospital. Officers say the vehicle involved was an SUV. They originally thought it was a sedan. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information is still asked to call Madison area Crime Stoppers. One person is dead, 2 others injured after a 3-vehicle crash this afternoon on Madison's west side. It happened about 1 o'clock on Mineral Point Road at Commerce Drive near the Target and Menards stores there. Fire department officials say they worked to free someone who was pinned and performed CPR, but were not able to resuscitate him. The initial investigation shows that person appeared to have run a red light, causing the crash. 2 others were taken to the hospital.
Dodge County officials have identified the man killed in a hunting-related incident yesterday morning. 54-year-old Kay Jung of Milwaukee was shot by his 61-year-old brother. This happened in Reeseville near Mud Lake Road while the two were hunting squirrels. Lieutenant John Sinclair said in a statement they hope the investigation, quote, will help the family through this tragic loss of their loved one. We've had sunshine the past few days, but the rain returns overnight. Let's check your first alert forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, we've had plenty of humidity as well, and that will lead to showers and thunderstorms later on tonight. Now, as we look at visible cloud track, there were some thunderstorms that developed over parts of eastern Iowa, but those have weakened as they've pushed more into the eastern portion of the state. A few of the showers may reach far southwestern Wisconsin this evening, but our better chances for rain will come overnight. Temperatures right now are in the upper 70s to around 80, still a little cooler near Lake Michigan, but look at those dew point temperatures, mid-60s here in Madison and around 70 over the western parts of our viewing area. So by tomorrow morning, look for some shower and thunderstorm chances to develop. Low temperatures will drop into the middle 60s. We might see some patchy fog overnight. Tomorrow will be warm and humid. Best chances of showers and thunderstorms in the morning, though can't rule out one in the afternoon with a high of 80. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. Madison fire officials are investigating how a West Side restaurant caught fire early this morning. Heavy fire and smoke engulfed Cowboy Jack's near Greenway Station. Officials estimate the building to be a total loss. There were no automatic sprinklers inside that building.
An update about the former Fall River superintendent who was abruptly fired earlier this month. Madison.com reports the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction is investigating Superintendent Michael Garrow related to an alleged incident involving a student outside the district. The school board president says they're not releasing the details of a letter about the DPI investigation because it includes information about the student who is involved.
After several hours of public comment, the Madison Common Council approves a resolution asking the Air Force to address some concerns about placing its F-35 jets in Madison or reconsider locating them here. Most of those in attendance spoke against bringing the jets to town due to noise concerns, which Air Force officials say is only slightly louder than the current F-16s that fly out of Truax. Supporters called those concerns legitimate, but say the economic impact is too good. They need to find ways to alleviate those concerns.
How loud are these planes? Where do they fly? How will it affect people's homes? How will it affect people's quality of life and the property values? Those are all very legitimate questions that there are answers to.
I think that we're sending a very clear message about how concerned we are as a city about the potential impacts of this project, but that we also really need more and better information.
Any decision on the F-35 from the Air Force is expected early next year, and if approved, the jets would arrive by 2023. With an estimation of 100,000 new residents in Dane County within the next 3 decades, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway expects congestion to double.
Madeline O'Neill is live downtown with new details on a plan that the mayor is calling a top priority for her administration. Maddie?
Hi, Charlotte and Eric. Here on this square, you'll see a bus pass by every couple minutes, if not more often. I'm surprised they're not coming by now. They must be shy right now, but I'm sure we'll see one before this is over. If you've ever taken a bus trip, you'll know with traffic and frequent stops, it can take a while. The mayor's transit plan aims to not only make plans more efficient, but has a number of goals moving forward as well. They get you where you need to go, even if it's not as quickly as you'd like.
There's actually not a bus route to my actual house. Like, I have to get to the nearest one and then go walk.
Gabe Lopez rides the Madison Metro bus home to Middleton about 3 times a week.
It takes about maybe almost 2 hours.
He'd get on board for more routes and quicker travel times.
It'd be great. I mean, if I would get home quicker than just driving, I wouldn't see a way for me to I wouldn't see a reason for me to drive, so I would just take the bus more often.
We want to be raising a generation of bus riders.
To do that, the wheels are turning on a transit plan to move into the future.
Anyone who drives during rush hour realizes we need multiple options for getting around town.
We can't have a superhighway through the isthmus and gridlock in the rest of the city. We need to get ahead of this growth now.
Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway's rapid transit plan is called Metro Forward, which includes rapid bus transit with dedicated lanes, modern platforms, and larger buses to reduce travel times by up to 25%.
The community that is most impacted by inadequate transportation are communities of color.
With Metro data showing African American riders often sitting through longer commutes, the plan aims to address racial inequity as well. It will increase access by adding more routes and offering subsidized passes to riders in need.
Metro Forward is a critical investment in our transportation, our economy, and most importantly, in our community.
As we know, the future and buses wait for no one.
That's actually my bus right there.
Metro buses now go out to Sun Prairie, and they're talking about expanding to surrounding communities as well, including Monona. Now, starting next year, you'll see all electric buses out on the roads as part of a pilot program with an anticipated full fleet of electric buses starting in 2023. Eric and Charlotte.
Maddie, thank you. More local news now. Dane County leaders want to rename Squaw Bay on Lake Monona to something that isn't offensive to Native Americans. The Ho-Chunk Nation is recommending the name Muskrat Bay, renewing a request they first suggested in 2005. Ho-Chunk members were known to excel as fur trappers in the past, and they continue to celebrate the muskrat today. The name change resolution has 22 sponsors.
The Southwest Madison Employment Center is officially open. It's located on McKenna Boulevard across from Elver Park. That's the site of the former Griff's restaurant. It had been vacant for years. The Urban League of Greater Madison will operate that center, providing on-site job training and skills development, plus neighborhood access to drop in resumes and job search support. The Urban League has a new partnership with Exact Sciences as well, training people for lab technician jobs and customer care positions.
They're a group that are socially conscious entrepreneurs. They understand the values of diversifying their company. Is not just a benefit to that person coming in the door, but a benefit to that company. It's a mutual benefit.
Dane County has made an economic support specialist available at the new center. They'll help people find child care and get access to food share and health care services.
Next at 6, local Airbnb and short-term rental homeowners will have stricter rules to follow. The reason these regulations are being put in place next.
And there's more local news ahead. An off-campus religious lunch program is expanding from Middleton to Madison and Verona. We'll hear what the Verona Parks Board says about it. That's tonight. News 3 Now at 10.
In Rock County, a mission to help rescue a turtle did not go as planned. First responders in Janesville were called to the Rock River around 11:30 this morning for a car in the water. The car's owner says she was trying to release a turtle when she forgot to put the car in park. One person who saw the car jumped in the water to help.
I noticed the car floating down the river and coming towards me. So I quick drove down the hill, called 911, and told them where the car was. And then I took everything out of my pockets and I proceeded to swim out to where the car was and made sure nobody was inside. I checked the back of the car and the front of the car. I got inside the car and looked around and there was nobody in it.
No one was hurt and crews spent the afternoon getting the car out of the river. The village of Wanakee and the town of Westport are putting stricter rules on rental homes like Airbnbs.
And Jamie Perez tells us why these rules are being made and how they're affecting homeowners and neighbors.
Some of the most restrictive rules are about to go in place for short-term rental home owners. Now, the village board says this might deter some hosts from continuing to do so, but they're really just looking out for the community and neighbors.
We've been hearing from other communities, checking with other law enforcement agencies, and this is problematic in certain areas.
Police Chief Kevin Plendel said short-term rental homes in Wanakee and surrounding areas have given neighbors some problems recently. Wanakee's village administrator, Todd Schmidt, said he's heard from many of them.
The village board saw that there was reason to enact rules to address the broader community concerns.
The most recent example being last Friday, when a group of 20-something-year-olds renting this home threw a house party while the homeowners weren't there. Akeem Huntley Cooper is the homeowner here. He said he's rented his home to about 90 people within the last year, and this was the first problem that he's had.
I was away from my home. I was monitoring my home from my security system. Once I saw that the people that had booked our home went over the occupancy rate that we have for our home, and we realized they were having a party, I came back home to help the police shut it down.
Beth Horning was next door when this happened, but said this is just one example of the problems this community has seen from rental homes like Airbnbs.
You know, not just next door, but in our community, there had been several Airbnbs that were really problematic for the people that lived in that neighborhood.
After hearing from neighbors, new rules are going into effect for homes rented out more than 10 times per year. Those include that the owner of the home has to live there. The home has to be rented for a minimum of 6 days and cannot be rented for more than 180 days per year. The homeowner has to have a state of Wisconsin tourism booking house license and a Department of Revenue seller's permit. The home must be annually licensed by the village, and there must be a room tax. Neighbors are in favor.
I think the regulations that they're putting in place will really protect the neighbors in the neighborhood, and hopefully will also protect the people that are doing short-term rentals.
But hosts like Huntley Cooper said there needs to be more discussion involved.
I think that those things are definitely up for a longer discussion. I think that some of the people that are actually making the rules may not understand the actual marketplace of how short-term rental works.
The board has already approved this ordinance. They're just going to complete the process within the next couple of weeks. Reporting in Waunakee, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Another rental homeowner who did not want to be on camera said they believe these rules will only encourage homeowners to run their business outside of the rules, and it'll eventually hurt the community because of it.
The village board says rental home hosts have until December 1st to get the proper licensing and abide by the new rules. We'll be right back with your forecast.
Our weather's been humid all day today, but so far we've missed out on the rain. There are some showers and thunderstorms in eastern Iowa heading for southwestern Wisconsin. A lot of these will fizzle out before they reach us, but some showers and storms up in northern Minnesota are actually part of a front that will work its way southeastward and give us a better chance of showers and thunderstorms late tonight into tomorrow. Now, the computer models right now, the GFS main U.S. Computer model has actually come up a little bit in the precipitation amounts. This is not only for tonight and tomorrow morning, but also for Saturday afternoon through Sunday morning. It's calling for generally around an inch of rain through southern Wisconsin with some heavier amounts in excess of 2 or 3 inches in areas that get heavier showers and thunderstorms. European computer model, very similar with the numbers, generally around a half to 3/4 of an inch of rain with some localized amounts in excess of 1 or 2 inches. The shorter-term computer model, the RPM computer model, showing much heavier rain, and this is only through Saturday at noon. So this is mainly for tonight and tomorrow night. So we'll have to see whether or not these thunderstorms that come through bring some heavy downpours, because certainly we don't need any more rain over southwestern Wisconsin and areas down toward the Illinois state line that have been hit so hard with rain over the last week and a half. Live from the WISC Skycam, the clouds are starting to move in, but right now they're not producing any precipitation. Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing hazy cloud cover over much of the downtown area. Our high temperature today, though, 81 degrees. That's 10 degrees above average. Low temperature of 62. That's 13 degrees above normal. And right now our temperature is still at 79 degrees. Winds are out of the south at 15 miles per hour. Dew point temperature continues to climb. It's now in the middle 60s at 66 degrees. In the eastern portion of Texas, tropical depression Imelda, maximum sustained winds 30 miles an hour will bring a lot of showers and thunderstorms in areas east of Houston. The latest computer model forecast early Saturday morning showing some areas about 5 to locally 10 inches of rain from Imelda. Hurricane Umberto, with maximum sustained winds of 120 miles per hour, is passing just to the northwest of Bermuda. Will head out in the Atlantic Ocean and then gradually weaken over the cooler waters of the northern Atlantic Ocean, but still should maintain strength to bring some strong winds to Ireland and the United Kingdom sometime early next week. In the upper Midwest, our temperatures right now are in the 70s to lower 80s. The warmest temperatures are out into Iowa, where dew point temperatures are in the upper 60s to the lower 70s, and that includes parts of southwestern Wisconsin. Upper level winds right now are from southwest to northeast. Some of that moisture from Imelda may get pulled into this stream. We'll have to see whether or not it makes it into our part of the Midwest. Right now it looks like it'll stay mainly to the south of us. These cold fronts really don't have much of a temperature change across them. Head of the front, upper 70s and low 80s. Behind the front, upper 70s. It's down in this area here where temperatures are in the mid 90s and upper 80s. That's where the heat is, but the humidity levels are high even as far north as the Twin Cities with dew point temperatures near 70 degrees. Future tracking, you can see shower and thunderstorm chances arriving late tonight into tomorrow morning. Maybe a chance tomorrow afternoon, most likely staying away tomorrow night and much of the day on Friday. The better chances of showers and thunderstorms are going to arrive with this batch of rain out to the west, and that'll probably happen during the day on Saturday. So our forecast calls for skies to be mostly cloudy for tonight. Best chances of showers and thunderstorms toward morning, maybe some patchy fog as well with a low of 64. Tomorrow, variable cloudiness, warm and humid. Best chances of showers and storms in the morning with a high temperature of 80. Future track, relatively quiet this evening, but here come the showers and storms late tonight through tomorrow morning. Then temperatures climb up to around 80 with some breaks in the clouds in the afternoon. Tomorrow night, maybe a shower or thunderstorm chance. Same thing for Friday with high temperatures, upper 70s to around 80. Again, those rainfall amounts, 1 or 2 inches in some spots. 7 to 10 day forecast, 70s over the weekend, but a break in the humidity as we head into next week.
The Packers throttle down while the Badgers pick up the pace after a very early bye week. Let's do a sports thing after this break. The Packers opened as 8-point favorites for Sunday's game against the Denver Broncos. Today, the green and gold pumped the brakes at practice. Head coach Matt LaFleur said it was more of a mental day and that having a short turnaround next week means taking it easy this week. The Pack gets ready for Denver and first-year head coach Vic Fangio, who led the Bears defense last season. So LaFleur's not paying attention to the Broncos' 0-2 starts.
There's a little bit of an unknown there in terms of, you know, that at any point in time he can throw any defensive personnel out at you on the field. It's always a challenge for the offense, so you got to make sure that you have sound plays that have answers to everything that he's going to present.
Wisconsin quarterback Jack Cohn didn't play in the Michigan game last year, but he says he definitely watched some film on the Wolverines because the coaches and scheme haven't changed that much. Now, none of the Badgers played last week, but that doesn't mean they weren't doing their homework on this year's Michigan team and feeling like they have something to prove as the level of competition picks up Saturday morning at Camp Randall.
I'd say they have a great defense. It's full of athletes, and especially the D-backs and, you know, linebackers. You know, they can cover really well, and obviously the D-line gets a lot of pressure, so they got a great defense.
This is a really good competition, and it's Big Ten play, and it's awesome, and we're ready for the opportunity, and I don't think we're even close to where we can be.
Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is 2-1 against Wisconsin, but the Wolverines haven't won at Camp Randall since 2001. Harbaugh's a different guy when he gets in front of the media, and he spit out the classic talking points when asked what he expects when they line up against the Badgers.
You know, they're just good every year. You know, they're, seem to be every time you face them a really talented, veteran, well-coached football team. Both sides of the ball, special teams, everything, really, really tight and looked really good and efficient in all areas.
This week's Prep Mania High School Football Game of the Week, undefeated Verona at 1-loss Sun Prairie. Last week, we said it was a de facto elimination game in the Big 8 Conference. We'll have it live on our website, channel3000.com, 7 o'clock Friday. We'll stream 2 other games Friday night as well, Edgewood at Stoughton and DeForest at Sauk Prairie, also live Friday night through our website, 7 o'clock, channel3000.com. The Brewers, Cubs, Cardinals all locked into a tight race for the NL Central and wildcard spots that are still up for grabs. Add Washington to that last part, and you can probably just copy and paste everything I just said for the next week and a half or so. Cardinals hosting the Nationals this afternoon. Tommy Edman. I don't really know who he is, to be honest. Max Scherzer does. He takes him into the bullpen for a home run. Matt Wieters would put it away late. And the Cardinals win 5-1. So the logjam continues. They have a 2.5-game lead in the division. 1-game lead for Washington over the Cubs and the Brewers in the wild card race. Cubs and Brewers play later tonight. That's all I got.
I don't know who to root for in that series. The Nationals or the Cardinals, right?
Do you want to be the first wild card, second wild card, division? Yeah.
You'd like to win the division.
Just win. You want to be playing past everyone else.
Yeah, Gary would like that for his Cubbies, right?
I hope so, but I'll keep an eye on the forecast right now. Temperatures lower 80s next couple of days. Some shower and thunderstorm chances through the weekend, and then a little cooler and less humid as we head into next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.